Hello, everybody. I'm back. It's been a rough week. I may go into a little bit at the end of the stream, but right now, welcome everybody to my Crown Jewel 2024 stream. Let's switch over. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live on Twitch and on YouTube. WWE Crown Jewel. We are just 16 minutes away from a big event. We've got quite the matches here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for you WWE fans. What an incredible lineup. I mean, talk about a dream match. Talk about, I don't know the best way to put it. It's like Sting and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. It's like, who I'm trying to think because we've had the biggest star. It's like Triple H and Shawn Michaels going at it. Except, my point is, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the Ring General Gunther, two of the biggest, best professional wrestlers today, not just in the WWE, but two of the very best professional wrestlers today collide to determine the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. And what a spectacle it is going to be, because the Usos have reunited and they side with Roman Reigns to take on the Bloodline in a 6-man tag team match. Which three are going to represent the Bloodline? We're going to find out later on that one. Also, the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax on the other side of the Crown Jewel title. The Women's Crown Jewel Championship will be on the line, the inaugural, between the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax representing SmackDown and the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, who represents Monday Night Raw. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out. Tight Spot, thank you for the lurk, my friend. Thank you for joining me today. Let's go! Tight Spot, thank you for being here this afternoon with me. I appreciate you, as always. And we have the match that Randy Orton has been waiting for. He's been waiting to get his hands on Kevin Owens this past month. After the attack we saw by Kevin Owens a few weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown, Randy Orton will finally get his hands on Kevin Owens. And that's coming up later tonight. What a match that's going to be. Interestingly enough, I will mention it later once we get to the actual match. But Kevin Owens walked in to the arena today, walked in to Riyadh wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt. You want to talk about mind games and playing with his opponent? Kevin Owens, a student of the game. But obviously, he knew what he was getting himself into. And ironically, wore a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt today into the arena. And let's not forget about this big match with Big Bronson Reed. Perhaps the biggest match of his career, going against the biggest star he's ever faced to really take his career up a notch as he takes on the man he took out nearly 2 months ago. I'm talking about the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins. It was a couple months ago. It was Big Bronson Reed who took advantage of Seth freaking Rollins. And it was tsunami after tsunami after tsunami. 6 tsunamis until Rollins was bleeding from the mouth. Rollins was out for over a month with potential internal injuries. Well, I mean, there was some internal injuries at that due to the bleeding that came out of the mouth of Seth, the blood that came out of the mouth of Seth freaking Rollins. So with this match, it's a big opportunity for Bronson Reed to really secure his legacy, take his career to that next level, what he's been talking about. And it was Rollins, when he returned a few weeks ago, he was the one who cost Big Bronson Reed the last monster standing match against when Bronson Reed took on Braun Strowman. It seemed like it was all Bronson Reed up until Rollins returned to take out Reed and help Braun Strowman get the opportunity to get back up to his feet before Big Bronson Reed. It was a stomp on those steel steps that really secured the win for Braun Strowman. And since then, well, there's been a lot of back and forth brawling between Seth freaking Rollins and Big Bronson Reed. Just two people who just want to rip each other apart and get their hands on each other. And then, after what we saw a couple weeks ago at Game 7, when it was LA Knight, when it was an LA Knight as the special guest referee in Game 7 of Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. Well, General Manager Nick Aldis, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, he had enough. LA Knight just basically threw the match out and started beating up both competitors. So, and Nick Aldis, as LA Knight just said moments ago, being hot about it. With Nick Aldis being hot about it, Nick Aldis decided to make a triple threat United States Championship match, which means no champion's advantage for the megastar LA Knight. The only way to win is pinfall or submission in the center of the ring. There will be no rope breaks because there are no disqualifications or countouts, which means it makes it that much harder for anybody to get the victory in this match. Not to mention, even if you get an opportunity for a one-on-one interaction, for a one-on-one match with any of these competitors in the match, there's always that X factor. There's that third variable in the match that can really change the course and change the pace of the match. And so with that, we're going to see who leads as the United States champion. But LA Knight, in that mindset from what we heard moments ago, doesn't seem to be ready to let go anytime soon. And for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, the Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending their titles against Kairi Sane and Io Sky. That is Damage Control, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson. You got Chelsea Green and Piper Niven in a fatal four-way tag team match. Now, when this match was actually created, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair seemed a little bit more happy than they should have been about this. And I don't know if that's their fighting. It's got to be that fighting spirit, that positive energy. And that's kind of what you need going into a match like this. You can't let your opponent know you're worried about the numbers game being off. You have to go into it as confident and focused as possible, especially with all these different variables, like I talked about the previous match. You have all these variables, and even more so than a triple threat, because now you've got three. Now you're the champions, and you've got three other teams to worry about. And one of the teams are already former tag team champions. And in fact, make that two of them, Kairi Sane and Io Sky, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. I mean, with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson are really that interesting factor in this match, only being on Friday Night SmackDown for about a month now. It's really we're going to see what they're made of in this match. It's their first major premium live event in WWE since coming up to Friday Night SmackDown and making it to the main roster. It's a big opportunity for Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson to show what they're made of, to show that they can hang. But we will see who will leave as the women's tag team champions, who we will crown two inaugural crown jewel champions. One for the men, will it be Cody Rhodes or Gunther? And for the women's side, will it be Nia Jax or Liv Morgan? We've also got a heated, once upon a time, close friends to heated rivals in Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And it's interesting enough that Triple H was like, I'm not going to make this match. I'm protecting you. Say that to Randy Orton, a 14-time world champion. Triple H said it. I don't want to lose you, Randy. You were out for 18 months. And that is true. Randy Orton had a double back fusion surgery. Or double fusion back surgery. And You do got to worry about that. Despite Randy Orton being a 14-time world champion, you do have to look at the factors of, okay, Randy Orton isn't 20 years old anymore. Randy Orton isn't the young legend killer anymore. Randy Orton has a lot of experience in the squared circle, but Kevin Owens may be more dangerous than we've ever been. And clearly Triple H sees something we don't, and that's coming from somebody who used to be, Triple H, a 14-time world champion in his own right. I mean, you don't get a moniker like the Cerebral Assassin for no reason. So Triple H must know something that we don't. I mean, and Randy Orton finding out last night on SmackDown, which we will get more into once the match gets underway. We will talk a lot more about all the background information with everything going on. And it's going to be one heck of a night. And not to mention one last overview. Give me 1 second, everybody. We have Roman Reigns and the Usos taking on the Bloodline. And of the match, of the storylines to come, of the history of the championship. Absolutely, tight spot. Absolutely. There's all kinds of history going to be made tonight here in Riyadh for Crown Jewel. Another historic Crown Jewel. We've seen legend after legend. Stone Cold Killer. A moniker, Stone Cold Killer. Okay. I don't know if that'll work for me. It won't work for my gimmick. But it's going to be quite the night to come. Roman Reigns and the Usos are reunited. They take on the Bloodline 6-man tag team match. It'll be a very interesting match, to say the least. Which 3 men are going to represent the Bloodline? You got to wonder if Solo Sikoa is going to let loose and unleash Jacob Fatu on Roman Reigns and the Usos. Or if Solo Sikoa is going to do the job himself and take care of Roman Reigns. It's got to be interesting. You got to wonder if it's going to be Solo Sikoa and the Tongans versus Roman and the Usos. 2 big tag, you got to wonder the Usos. The Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, Guerrillas of Destiny. Guerrillas of Destiny won tag team championships all over the globe. The Usos, the majority of their careers have been spent here in the WWE. Riyadh. Yeah. We're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. It's good shit, pal. It's such good shit. Well, I'll tell you what. They're gonna go one-on-one in a bra and panties match. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be great. Okay, let me stop. All right. Anyways, we have Crown Jewel coming your way in just a few moments. Just a few minutes away from WWE's premium live event, Crown Jewel. I hope the audio sounds good, please. Tight spot. Does my audio sound good by any chance? I just want to make sure it's not too loud, not too quiet. I kind of readjusted the audio because there's been some issues with it. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Perfect. We're all good to go. I don't need my mic any closer. We're going to be good for a great premium live event here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We are just under 3 minutes away from the annual Crown Jewel event. This is the 6-year anniversary to the day from the first Crown Jewel taking place here in Riyadh, taking place in Saudi Arabia on November 2nd, 2018. It is always a pleasure to be in Saudi Arabia performing for this incredible crowd. We are just a minute away from Crown Jewel. I want to say thank you to everybody who is hanging out with me tonight, hanging out with me this afternoon for Crown Jewel, hanging out with me tonight, wherever you are around the world. I just want to thank each and every one of you as we are ready. Special start time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and that is about to be, we are just 20 seconds away from Crown Jewel. What an event we have for you all. We've got the 6-man tag bloodline match with Roman Reigns having the Usos back in his corner. Things are starting to look a little bit better for Roman Reigns. And then Solo Sikoa's version of the bloodline, more dangerous than ever. And even Jey Uso having to say a couple weeks ago, there was a reason we didn't bring Jacob Fatu in. There's a reason that Jacob Fatu was not brought into the bloodline. They knew about Jacob Fatu. Oh, and now they really know about Jacob Fatu. And talk about this heated feud between Seth Rollins and Big Bronson Reed all comes head to head. We get right on course for the visionary, the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins and Big Bronson Reed, and probably the biggest match in Reed's career as he takes on a former multi-time world champion, Seth freaking Rollins. And speaking of championships, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line in a fatal 4-way match. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the defending women's champions, defending against Kairi Sane and Io Sky, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and the newest addition, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. And LA Knight does not have to be pinned to lose his United States Championship in this match, because this match is a triple threat match that was made because he messed up Game 7 of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. So now Andrade and Carmelo Hayes both have an opportunity here at Crown Jewel to become United States Champion. Oh boy, here we go. The Bloodline 2.0 at Solo Sikoa. It seems the Bloodline are making their way up to Gorilla here at Crown Jewel. Let's see how Roman Reigns and Jey Uso actually coexist tonight, because we haven't seen them team up in quite some time. The last time we saw them, it's been over a year. And now, Crown Jewel starts right now. Capital city of the kingdom. That is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And you can see all the beautiful resorts here in Riyadh. We are smack dab in the middle of Saudi Arabia. Blink, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. In Riyadh. We are hosting Crown Jewel at the Mohammed Abdul Arena. Mohammed Abdul Arena is where the WWE Experience is located. We want to thank you guys, whether you're watching on Peacock, WWE Network, and Netflix, everywhere else. We're here at the Mohammed Abdul Arena, sold out for Crown Jewel, with just around the corner is a WWE Experience. Look at this, the first ever men's and women's Crown Jewel Championships being brought in by security. You got to have heavy security, because look at all those beautiful diamonds. Just beautiful championships, to say the least. On one side is the undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Rhodes looking to win this big dream match as he takes on the ring general, the world heavyweight champion, Gunther, representing Monday Night Raw. It'll be Rhodes and Gunther. And we get to the women's side of things. From SmackDown, you can see we're coming in with Tiffany Stratton is Nia Jax, who's the WWE Women's Champion, as they make their way. We'll take on the Women's World Champion representing Monday Night Raw. It is Liv Morgan coming in with her man, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and her bodyguard, Raquel Rodriguez. The WWE's Apex Predator, the former 14-time world champion, the master of the three most dangerous letters in WWE history, the RKO. Randy Orton takes on Kevin Owens here tonight. And speaking of Kevin Owens, there he is. Ironically, wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt. Talk about playing mind games with your opponent. Kevin Owens is ready for a fight. He is ready to make Randy Orton's life a living hell. It is Crown Jewel. Mr. Helms had a McRib in Dublin today. Your thoughts? I don't have any thoughts. I've never had a McRib today. Why? I just haven't. I don't really eat fast food like that, you know. I'm on a pretty strict diet. I'm not strict. I'm on a pretty loose. It's a looser diet than it was, but with wrestling training, I was really on a diet. I just never had a McRib. It never just did it for me. But it is time for Crown Jewel. These beautiful Crown Jewel championships are being defended here in Riyadh in the Mohammed Abdo Arena. Welcome, everyone, to the sold-out Mohammed Abdo Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. You are looking at the live sold-out Mohammed Abdo Arena here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I am Sam, a.k.a. Hype the Commentator, and it is Crown Jewel. Thank you, everybody, whether you're watching at home on Peacock, Netflix, or the WWE Network, or you are here live in Riyadh. We thank you for tuning in at a special time for WWE Crown Jewel. This Solo Sikoa bloodline is the most dangerous version of the bloodline. You can't deny that. I mean, when Jey Uso said that there was a reason we didn't bring Jacob Fatu in the group, that just says how dangerous the Samoan werewolf truly is. How dangerous of an addition that Jacob Fatu was to the bloodline. And when Roman Reigns refused to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the new tribal chief, well, that this match has been made from it. This is going to be an inner bloodline war. And for Solo Sikoa to prove that he is the true, legitimate, the one and only tribal chief, well, he's going to take out the man who held the undisputed WWE Championship for over 1,400 days. There's no doubt about what a few-day experience it has been here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And then to it all to come down to this. To crown jewel with the bloodline. Look at the dangerous Samoan werewolf. And you've got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, former tag team champions. We have this new unified bloodline, and Jey Uso, with Jey Uso not coming out with the bloodline, Jey Uso has become a big star in his own way, building his own path, connecting with the WWE Universe in his own way as the Yeet Master. But now this is going to be interesting to see how Jey Uso, Roman Reigns can really work as a cohesive unit. Are they truly unified? Are they truly going to be back together? That's what we're going to find out here in Riyadh. The bloodline, this new bloodline, the bloodline costing Jey Uso the Intercontinental Championship a couple weeks ago, and Jey Uso's out for revenge. So for Jey Uso, I don't know if it's much about bringing the family back together and siding with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, or if it's about having somebody that you can team up with that you know that you can take out the Bloodline 2.0 together. Can Roman Reigns set his issues with his family aside, with Cody Rhodes aside, to finish this thing, to deal with his family once and for all? Is Roman Reigns going to be able to take care of Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline? Roman Reigns was in charge of the Bloodline for over 1,400 days as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. And now it is Solo Sikoa who wears that prestigious Ula Fala that signifies that he is the tribal chief, that Solo is the head of the table. But the thing is, everybody is putting their ones up for Roman Reigns. Everybody is chanting for the OTC. It's day one. Just me who's day one. Talk about the Yeets in the crowd here in Riyadh. They are excited for main event Jey Uso here in Riyadh. Just an incredible sight to see. You talk about what the Bloodline has done. You talk about what Jey Uso has been able to do on his own, even becoming Intercontinental Champion. But you know what? You know what's more important than becoming Intercontinental Champion? Is this. The moments you get to connect with the WWE Universe like this. You work your whole life for an opportunity, for the chance to hopefully be able to connect with the WWE Universe like this. And with the Yeet chants running wild here in the Muhammad Abdul Arena that is sold out, Jey Uso stealing the attention. And all the attention's on him, and the crowd is hyped up as Jey makes his way to the ring for our opening contest. Just a beautiful sight to see for main event Jey Uso. Roman Reigns has been a no-yeet kind of guy, so it'll be interesting to see how he and Jey Uso actually work together. As I keep mentioning, you gotta wonder how they are actually going to work together. This civil war, not even civil, it's uncivil war. There's nothing civil about this war. You know, with this bloodline that Solo Sikoa has created, they are for sure a cohesive unit. We've seen them terrorize the WWE Universe since WrestleMania. Since right after WrestleMania. Everybody is doing it in the Muhammad Abdul Arena. There are Yeet chants everywhere. Jey Uso, as Jey Uso was yeeting, Roman Reigns kind of just was like, what? But you saw Jimmy do a little bit of dancing in the background. It just, you can see the comparison of, you know, the support from the two. But that comes with Jimmy and Jey, that hug that we saw last Friday on SmackDown. Roman Reigns almost in disbelief at what he's seeing. You gotta wonder how proud, he said to Jey Uso a few weeks ago how proud he was of his cousin main event Jey Uso actually becoming the Intercontinental Champion and doing it all on his own. That look almost looked like a smirk of I'm proud of you. And now we're gonna see how this 6-man tag match plays out. tonight. There's so much history between the bloodline. This is the first time Jay and Jimmy have teamed up in over a year. A year and a half. You know, the last time we actually saw them team up together was at Money in the Bank when Jay and Jimmy teamed up to take on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. So this is very interesting. The last time we saw some a bloodline civil war, it was actually Roman Reigns and his right-hand man, Solo Sikoa, team up together. This time, it's Roman Reigns and the Usos taking on Solo Sikoa and the bloodline. You talk about being there day one. Roman Reigns and the Usos have been together since they were kids. They know each other very well. But with a little bit of the disconnect we've seen between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, over the last year, where does everything lie? Where does the line get drawn in the sand? And now we see Roman Reigns and Jey figuring out who's going to start this thing off. Jey Uso telling Roman Reigns, I want to start this thing off. Roman Reigns, obliging, respectfully. And it is Tonga Loa who will be sitting this one out, but he will be watching very closely. With Tonga Loa as that X factor, that outside factor in this match, it is Solo, Tama, and Jacob Fatu representing the bloodline. What role will Tonga Loa play as an outside factor? Somebody who is watching from the outside of the ring, and you gotta wonder how much involved he's going to get in this match. But we are kicking this off with the Yeet Master himself, main event Jey Uso, and one half of the former tag team champions in Tama Tonga. With this being an interesting start, Tama Tonga and Jey Uso are both one half of two incredible tag teams in professional wrestling. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa winning tag team championships all around the world, including here in the WWE. And then you look at main event Jey Uso and Big Jim, Jimmy Uso. They've won so many tag team championships here in the WWE. And a jumps up and over. Oh, what a shot from Jey Uso to Tama Tonga and a yeet. Jey Uso backing up in the corner on Tama Tonga, and then an enziguri on Tonga. Jey Uso starting things off hot for the original bloodline. And Big Jim saying he wants in this thing. The tag's been made. The first tag we've seen from the Usos in over a year and a half. Double back elbow. Oh, old school. Great tag team work as Jimmy Uso went for the cover. Tama Tonga kicks out at 1. The WWE Universe extremely excited to see this. I mean, how can you not be excited about one of the greatest tag teams of all time finally be reunited in main event Jey Uso and Big Jim, Jimmy Uso? The Usos, one of the most decorated tag team champions in WWE history, are back together. The original bloodline is all coming back in this, group. But we'll see how that fully plays out between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. But right now, it's Jimmy Uso and the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. What Jacob Fatu didn't realize is that Big Jim tagged in main event Jey Uso. And we're seeing how well the Usos are working together again. It's like they never missed a beat. But that's what happens when you've been a tag team for over 14 years. When you've known each other your whole lives. You were literally born together. You shared a womb together. Went for a super kick, but Solo Sikoa evading just in the nick of time. And Tonga Loa protecting the tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. What a start for the Usos. The Usos, what a great showing, considering we haven't seen them team in quite some time. It's so interesting to see how far the Usos have come along. Once upon a time, the Usos looked completely the same. And now you can hear Solo Sikoa barking orders at the Bloodline. This new Bloodline barking orders. And now it's Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, back in the ring. Jacob Fatu, one of the most dangerous men in professional wrestling. I don't even want to say just professional wrestling. He's an extremely dangerous man overall. And you can hear the crowd here in Riyadh with the "We Want Roman" chants. They are waiting to see Roman Reigns back in the ring. There's your answer. Is it going to be? And main event, Jey Uso. Roman Reigns asking for the tag. Is he going to do it? And he does. Oh, and he makes the tag to Jimmy instead. I wonder what this is all about. I mean, you got to understand Jey Uso reminding Roman that we're equals. I'll tag you in if I want to tag you in. But instead it was Jey Uso who decided to tag his twin brother Jimmy. And taking advantage of the distraction is Tama Tonga, who drives the leg of Jimmy Uso into the mat. And now Jimmy in trouble. And now really in trouble with the Samoan werewolf about to unleash hellfire on Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso seems to almost be testing Roman Reigns' loyalty. Seem to be testing if Roman Reigns is just going to snap at Jey Uso like he used to. And it's Jacob Fatu who's bringing the fight. But now extending the hand, almost mocking Roman Reigns in the way he slowly extends his arm for the tag. Jacob Fatu, the right-hand man of Solo Sikoa, making the tag. And now Solo Sikoa is in the tribal chief. Solo Sikoa has had the opportunity to work with Roman Reigns closely in the past. And then once it became his time to take over the bloodline, he did not hesitate. And now we are here. Roman Reigns became a chief without a tribe. And it's Solo Sikoa who's brought some of the most dangerous men in the bloodline into the Bloodline 2.0. Talking about Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu, who Jey Uso even admitting there's a reason he's not in the bloodline. You can hear Jacob Fatu in the background. Jacob Fatu, a very intense personality. He's as intense in the ring. When he speaks, he's as intense as he gets in the ring. He's an overall rounded, dangerous man. Someone you do not want to be across the ring from in any situation. It doesn't matter who you are. Jacob Fatu is a threat. And right now, Tama Tonga being tagged in by Solo Sikoa. And Tama Tonga's got his eyes set on Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso ducks. You know, with Jimmy Uso being out for a while, Jimmy Uso was out for like 6 months. And now Jimmy Uso's had a couple matches since being back, including going one-on-one with his brother, Solo Sikoa, on SmackDown. And now these clubbing yeets from main event Jey Uso to Tama Tonga. It's Jey Uso who has stunned Tama Tonga, one half of the former tag team champions. One an enziguri for Jey Uso. Jey Uso has Tama Tonga right where he wants him. Is he going to capitalize? And he does. What a hip attack. Paying homage to his late great uncle Umaga, as Tama Tonga barely kicks out at 2.5. And Tama Tonga shaking his head, trying to shake off the cobwebs, trying to get back to reality as he turns around. You might not want to turn around. Jay was thinking of Samoan drop, but instead Tama Tonga rakes the eyes of Jey Uso. The tag was made to Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu pops up. Jey Uso with a Samoan drop. Taken out. Main event, Jey Uso. Could this be the beginning of the end for the OG bloodline as Jacob Fatu looks to inflict pain, looks to terrorize the original bloodline? Jacob Fatu will terrorize and victimize anything and anybody in his path. The man has a legitimate criminal record. He cannot travel to certain parts of the world because of it. And that's just a test to how dangerous Jacob Fatu really is. Not to mention what we've seen time and time again every time Fatu has stepped foot inside the squared circle. And right now, it's Solo Sikoa mocking Jey Uso with the yeet chant, with the yeets. Jey Uso trying to reach out for a tag, but instead, it's Solo Sikoa who stomps on the hand of main event Jey Uso. You know, with Jey Uso carving his own path, Jey Uso has truly proven he is okay on his own. He didn't need this, but after the bloodline cost him his Intercontinental Championship, it was like, okay, I want to take care of this. And I guess the only way I can do it is reunite with my brother and my cousin. If I have to, I will. But what we can see so far is that Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, the Usos, have worked really well together. We haven't gotten a glimpse at all of Jey Uso and Roman Reigns working as a cohesive unit yet. But what we have seen is a little bit of Jey Uso almost testing Roman Reigns to see if Roman Reigns is going to snap at Jey Uso. Roman Reigns used to snap a lot when they didn't do what he wanted. It's almost like a PTSD situation for Jey Uso with the way Roman Reigns treated him previously when Jey Uso was a part of the bloodline, when Roman Reigns was still running the show as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Jey Uso not on the right side where he wants to be, wrong side of town. And Tama Tonga's got a loose screw as well as well as Jacob Fatu. Tama Tonga is dangerous as well. I mean, you talk about this entire new bloodline. The Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, are the sons of one of the most dangerous men in professional wrestling. I'm talking about the legendary Haku. What a big right from Solo Sikoa. You heard the sound of that on main event Jey Uso. And keeping the fresh man in is Solo Sikoa tagging in Tama Tonga. And Tama Tonga knocking Big Jim off the ring apron and frustrated as Roman Reigns not being able to do anything about it. Everything that Solo Sikoa has been able to accomplish over the last couple of years has been incredible. From being Roman Reigns' right-hand man to taking over the bloodline and rebuilding the bloodline in his name. Big clothesline for main event Jey Uso, turning Tama Tonga inside out. But the problem is, Jey Uso is very far away. Roman Reigns, the OTC, wants in. Roman Reigns desperately wants in this match. Is he going to get it? And main event, Jey Uso makes the tag to Roman Reigns. Here comes the OTC. Oh my. Look at this face-off between Roman Reigns, the OTC, and the new tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns. And here we go. We got a slugfest between Reigns and Sikoa in the center of the ring. Roman Reigns wants his Ula Fala back. Roman Reigns wants to be back as the official head of the table. Roman Reigns with these clotheslines to Solo Sikoa. Boom, and explodes with one more clothesline, sweeping Solo Sikoa, knocking him off his feet. Solo Sikoa stunned. Solo gets caught with a Uranagi by the OTC. Roman Reigns looking extremely impressive. If there's one thing we know about Roman Reigns, is Reigns loves to take his time, and right now he is measuring up his former right-hand man, the tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, looking for that patented Superman punch. Will Roman Reigns connect? Solo Sikoa doesn't know what's about to hit him. Don't turn around. But instead, Solo Sikoa catches Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns counters, sends Solo to the ropes, but this time catches Solo Sikoa with a Superman punch. And Roman Reigns has caught Solo Sikoa with a Superman punch. And now Reigns measures up the tribal chief. He looks to put Solo away with one final blow, a spear. Part of the reason that Roman Reigns was champion for over 1,400 days was the spear. Sikoa, Samoan Spike! Samoan Spike! Cover, cover. Kick out Jimmy Uso at the last possible second. I don't even know the last possible fraction. That's as close to 3 without the bell ringing. Jimmy went to uh-oh. And here comes Jacob Fatu with a super kick. Oh no. The Impaler! That Impaler taking out Jimmy Uso. Uh-oh. But here comes a face-up between the Yeet Master and a super kick. Stunned by Jay is Jacob Fatu. Went for a kick and it connects. Knocking Jacob Fatu off the apron. And Jay gonna fly with a suicide dive. Takes Fatu up, but Fatu caught Jay and taken out main event Jey Uso with a headbutt. You cannot take down Jacob Fatu for anything. Jacob Fatu will not stay down. And a Superman punch to Solo Sikoa again from Roman Reigns. And Reigns is feeling it. Reigns is fired up. Reigns has got his target locked. But here comes Tama Tonga. Reigns sends Tom, but just landing on referee Ryan Tran, and then a Superman punch to Tonga Loa. Superman punch, but nope, got caught by Jacob Fatu with a headbutt. Jacob Fatu just spinning. Flying elbow into Roman Reigns. I don't even know what to call that. Oh my, look at this. The moonsault from Jacob Fatu. A man like that, a man that size should not be able to do that. And then a suicide dive taking out the Usos. Everybody is laid out. And now Solo Sikoa is back. Solo starting to stir. Solo looking to seize the moment. Looking to take advantage of everything that's transpired the last 30 seconds of this match. He's ready to target Roman Reigns. And a Samoan Spike. And down goes Reigns. And another one. That's going to do it. The new bloodline are victorious. Solo Sikoa slayed the OTC. Solo Sikoa has another victory. Has a victory over Roman Reigns. Solo is more dangerous than he's ever been. Talk about the air just being sucked to the arena. I don't think anybody expected this. Everybody expected Reigns to rise to the top with the reunited Usos. To take down the OTs, to take out the tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. It seemed that Roman Reigns is not done. He tried to fight back. Gonna get mauled by the bloodline, but here comes Jimmy Uso. But like rabid animals, there's nothing you can do about this. There's nothing to be done about this. They're outnumbered. You know, if Roman Reigns had just acknowledged Solo Sikoa, this could have all been avoided. But for Roman Reigns, he didn't want to acknowledge Solo Sikoa because it was Roman Reigns who never even gave Solo Sikoa the Ula File in the first place. It was never officially given to Solo Sikoa. It was Roman Reigns who we hadn't seen in quite, since WrestleMania, returning at SummerSlam. That was the first time we saw him. They are going to destroy Roman Reigns. But here comes Jey Uso to come back in the fight. But like a pack of rabid wolves. And now back on the attack of main event Jey Uso. Tama Tonga beating Jey Uso to a pulp. Oh my, they have a steel chair. They're going to end main event Jey Uso. The Bloodline is far from done with this. They're going to break the neck. Oh! Looks like the original Bloodline have some help. Sami Zayn is here in Riyadh. But the last time we saw Sami Zayn, he was in a conversation with Solo. So the real question is, who is he here for? Sami Zayn making a beeline. Who is Sami Zayn actually here for? And Sami Zayn just looking back at main event Jey Uso, looking back at Solo. Decisions for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn looking to hug. Oh, what an exploder suplex! Turning down the invitation to the Bloodline. Once upon a time in the Bloodline, Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa got along quite well. And now the fight begins. Reigns is back up. The fight is on. Uh-oh. This is a sight Solo Sikoa has not seen in quite some time. I don't know if Solo Sikoa is ready for the sight he's about to witness. He is surrounded by the original Bloodline, including the once upon a time honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. Oh no! Sami Zayn wanted to take out Solo, but instead took out Roman. That was an unintentional hit to Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn's not a member of the Bloodline, and Jimmy not too pleased by it. It wasn't on purpose. It was an obvious accident. They were trying... And you can see a little bit of tension. You can see the tension between Big Jim and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was trying to take out Solo Sikoa. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns had the same idea to go after Solo Sikoa. But Solo Sikoa, just in the nick of time, able to get out of the way. And Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn collided. And Sami Zayn just walks to the back. It was Sami Zayn who in turn tried to come to the aid of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns got caught on the jaw by Sami Zayn. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We are back. Welcome on in. Oh, Raven Games, welcome on in. I appreciate. I wouldn't have recognized it unless you told me. Welcome on in, Pokahar. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the love and support. I appreciate you being here as always. Anybody who shows up, I'm always appreciative of everybody. It's all good. You know what? Exams are important. Exams are extremely important. I just appreciate you being here. But don't forget, still to come, we have our big main event between the undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the World Champion, the Ring General, Gunther, to crown the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion. I appreciate you. You are destined for greatness. I appreciate you. It means a lot. I'm happy to, just be able to stream. I haven't been able to stream as much recently because I'm still dealing with some stuff and scheduling issues. But it's good to enjoy a nice Saturday like this and be able to stream and just enjoy the show. That first match was recorded, so I appreciate each and every single one of you for hanging out with me. All right. Let's take a quick little break. All right. We are back. Thank you, everybody, for sitting tight. Yeah. I appreciate you. Good luck at school tomorrow. I appreciate you. Moyes the Gamers, welcome on in. Sami Zayn has come to help Roman Reigns, but in turn, it all backfired in a way. But now we have a four-way tag team match. We had a 6-man tag match to open up the show with the Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline. And now we turn our attention to a championship match, the first of a few championship matches to come tonight. With this match being for the Women's Tag Team Championships. These two are former Women's Tag Team Champions and former Miss Money in the Bank, former WWE Women's Champion, and Io Sky. Kairi Sane, former NXT champ, former 2-time tag team champ. And it's going to come down to this at Crown Jewel with no champion's advantage whatsoever. What an opportunity for Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, who have only arrived on the main roster, arriving on SmackDown just a few weeks ago, representing Metaphor. They are already in their first tag team championship match. They already have the opportunity to become tag team champions here in the WWE. We've already gotten a little bit of a glimpse of the power that Lash Legend possesses. We're going to see if tonight is the night for Metaphor and this fatal 4-way match. So what will happen is 2 women will be in the ring at once. And here come Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, former tag team champions in their own right. Interesting choice of outfit for Chelsea Green. So, as I mentioned, these two are already former tag team champions. They know what it's like to win the gold. Now it's rather taking advantage of the opportunity to do it again. What we've seen from Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they're very sneaky, very sly in the sense that they know how to pick the right moments. So with this being a tag team championship fatal 4-way match, they have a 25% chance of leaving Riyadh as tag team champions. And we saw a few weeks ago how excited they were for this match to come about. And not just be their over eagerness to take on all comers, but at the same time, how wise is it to, be so excited about this kind of match And maybe it's best to not hide that you can be a little bit worried about a situation like this, because this may be the end of their tag team championship run, because they don't have to be pinned to lose their tag team championships. But the confidence that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill have is unmatched. Bianca Belair is the EST for a reason. Bianca Belair, a former multi-time women's champion, a previous WrestleMania main eventer. I mean, what more could you want in a WWE superstar than somebody like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? And welcoming in Blaze. You see, it's what it's all about. It's all about the women's tag team championships on the line. It's a fatal 4-way tag team match. This match will start with 2 competitors. Who is going to kick this thing off? Io Sky and Bianca Belair are going to kick things off. So at least with Bianca Belair starting this off, she has a chance to be involved in the pinfall of this match. That's the thing. When you're the champions and you're not involved in the match whatsoever, because only 2 competitors can be in the ring at once in this fatal 4-way tag match, it's tough to watch the potential of losing your tag team championships and not being involved in the pinfall or submission, not being involved in the decision of the match. And there's that raw power of Bianca Belair. Beautiful suplex. What goes up comes down, and Io Sky crashes and burns into the mat. 3-time world champion is Bianca Belair, and going for that patented handspring moonsault, but nobody home as Io Sky gets out of harm's way. Up and over, lands on her feet. Went for the clothesline, ducks. And there's the athleticism being put on display by Io Sky. Great Hurricane Rana. Beautiful drop kick. And now it's Io Sky who has turned things around in this fatal 4-way women's tag team championship tag team match. The tag was made from the outside by Chelsea Green. And what a slap by Io Sky. And now it's Bianca Belair who's going to take advantage of that slap from Io to Chelsea. Now it's Bianca Belair who's trying to fight off Piper Niven and Chelsea Green at the same time. Bianca Belair, boom. Just slamming down Chelsea Green on the mat. And the handspring moonsault will connect this time. This time the handspring moonsault connects. Goes to the cover. And a kick out by Chelsea. Let's take a look at this handspring moonsault one more time. It's surely a thing of beauty from the EST of the WWE. And the tag has been made. This is what every great tag team needs to do. Is you need to keep the fresh person in the match. And you need to work well together. And that's what we're seeing right now from Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. You know, sometimes what you need to, there's that line between confidence and being overconfident and becoming a bit arrogant. And when you waste time doing with the showboating, it kind of costs you. Lash Legend just tagged herself in. Jade Cargill just threw Chelsea Green into Lash Legend. Lash Legend showing just how powerful she is. I didn't think we'd see a woman ever step up in comparison to the power of Jade Cargill, but Lash Legend might just be that woman. We're going to see some tag team work here from Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend as they take out Chelsea Green. Jackson going for the cover to win the titles. And the cover was broken. More so a kick out. Everybody tried to go in to break that one. Jakara sending back into the favorable corner for Metaphor. And now it's Lash Legend who tags back in this. And sent Chelsea Green right into Lash Legend. Lash Legend, another competitor you do not want to be across the ring from. Even so early, just being on the main roster for a few weeks, we've already gotten a glimpse of how powerful she truly is. Wait until we see her full potential. Can you imagine just how dangerous Lash Legend can be once she reaches her full potential here in the WWE? It's an incredible thought to think about her standing across the ring from somebody who can match up to her like Jade Cargill. But right now it's Jakara Jackson with these heavy rights to Chelsea Green. What a chop to the chest. And it's now Kairi Sane who makes the tag. It's Kairi Sane and Jakara Jackson. And a drop kick to Jackson. And Kairi taking out Legend up on the middle turnbuckle. There's a forearm from Kairi Sane up from the middle turnbuckle, and Kairi Sane is fired up. And here comes Green. Oh, kick taking out Jackson. Sending Green into Jackson, and now Chelsea Green is down and out. With this Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, there are no disqualifications. There is no champion's advantage. What a roll through. And Kairi Sane, what a spear. Nice spear. Kairi Sane starting to pick up some offense as she takes out Jakara Jackson. And now Io Sky, the legal woman. We're going to see some great tag teamwork from Damage Control. Io pops up. A rare, it's not every, rare miscommunication, and it happens, but great ring awareness to be able to catch her footing immediately and be able to still connect and take out Jakara Jackson. It takes a true superstar to be able to capitalize on a mistake, to be able to still stay on task, to be able to fix your footing and not lose your step. Missile drop kick. Down goes Jackson. Piper Niven able to tag herself in. And now it's going to be Piper Niven and Io Sky. What a crossbody by Piper Niven. And here comes Kairi Sane, the other half of Damage Control. Uh-oh. It's not where you want to be. What a sit-out power bomb by Piper Niven. And here comes Bianca Belair. Block Buster. Lash Legend. What a pump kick. Uh-oh. I would watch out. I would turn around because Jade Cargill is not somebody you want to come face to face with. This is what we've been waiting for, what I've talked about. What a form. Here they're going to get jaded, or are you going to get lashed? Who is going to get the better of the other in this tit-for-tat back-and-forth battle between Lash Legend and Jade Cargill? Pump kick attempt, but instead it's a pump kick from Cargill. And now it's Cargill. Crossbody. Niven taking out Lash and Cargill. Trying to capitalize, but everybody rolls to the outside of the ring. Now Chelsea Green is all alone. Chelsea Green was trying to capitalize on the opportunity, but now she's in the ring all alone with nobody to take advantage of. I don't even think Chelsea Green is the legal woman in the match. Chelsea Green, realized where she was. A little afraid of heights, not wanting to go all the way up to the top. Was she trying to do a moonsault? Never mind. And she's like, nope. And instead, caught by her own partner. And, Piper was able to catch Chelsea Green. Thankful for that is Chelsea Green. But an insane elbow from the top is Kairi Sane, and now Io Sky looking for it. The genius of the sky comes in full effect over the moonsault. Moonsault taking out everybody. Legend and Jackson gonna now cooking up something here in the kitchen. The squared circle is their kitchen, and they are cooking something good. Look at this here in Rayon. Talk about a highlight reel for metaphor. But turn around because here comes Bianca Belair. Legend and Belair both tumble over the top to the outside onto the floor. And all women are down and out. Who's going to capitalize on this? This is for the women's tag team titles. That insane elbow from Kairi Sane. That moonsault from Io Sky. This tag team work from Jackson. She's not sorry. She's Miss Jackson, and she's most certainly for real about that dive off the top. And Jade Cargill. Uh-oh. Chelsea Green. Not where she wants to be. Jaded. And breaking things up is Damage Control. Chelsea Green has had a really tough night in Riyadh. It's just not been her night. But then again, is any night Chelsea Green's night? And now Belair going after Lash. Legend. But here comes Io Sky. Great reversal. What a back fist. This might be the beginning of the end for the women's tag team champions. And Io Sky didn't get far enough underneath to get that bridging cover. Damage Control. Still able to work on this offense. Kairi Sane. Launched by Io with the elbow. And here comes Jakara. As she's up at the top. Missile drop kick. Takes down Io Sky. And here comes Kairi Sane on the attack of Jakara Jackson. But instead, here comes a double team. Look at that. I thought that was going to be it. But here comes Piper Niven. Piper. With that Michinoku driver. Double knees. The code breaker. Piper Niven. There's all kinds of chaos in this women's tag team championship fatal 4-way match. And then now we're getting some Chelsea chants that have started to break out. Was thinking unprettier. Piper doesn't realize it. Piper just squashed Chelsea and didn't realize it. She didn't realize that Jade Cargill was able to break free of the unprettier attempt by Chelsea Green. Jade Cargill. There's no way. You want to talk about raw power? It's this right here. Jade Cargill with Piper Niven. Doomsday Device. Belair goes to the cover. And they retain. What a hard-fought match. With the odds stacked against them, only a 25% chance of leaving as the tag team champions. They took that 25% chance, and they won and kept the gold. Let's take a look at this from Lash Legend. The way she just launched. Launching Kairi Sane and Jakara Jackson. Beautiful. And then here comes a code breaker. And then a senton. Chelsea Green was thinking unprettier, but turned around with a backdrop by Jade Cargill, not realizing who she was about to land on was a splash by Piper Niven on a Doomsday Device, paying homage to one of the greatest tag teams in tag team wrestling history, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. But tonight, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair stand tall as still your women's tag team champions. All right, let's take a little bit of a break. Let me read chat real quick. Welcome on in, Blaze. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you, or this afternoon, rather. Blaze, always good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Royal Rumble goes. Royal Rumble tickets go on sale. Are on sale now. Packages on sale now. Royal Rumble taking place in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium, Saturday, February 1st. That's when the road to WrestleMania begins. We're in tonight, but tonight we are in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We're here in the Arabian Peninsula. Talk about a party city. Riyadh is visited by 5 million tourists annually. First of its kind is the WWE Experience. A dream come true for any WWE fan. Experience all of it. So many cool memorabilia. You can play WWE 2K24. Create your own entrance. All the coolest things are on display. Talk about a match. Talk about a feud that's really picked up what almost seemed like the end of Seth freaking Rollins' career after 6 tsunamis, and he had some internal bleeding with spitting out blood. We're going to take a look at Big Bronson Reed and Seth freaking Rollins. But right now, I am going to take a quick break. All right, and here we go. Welcome back to Crown Jewel. You know, for Seth freaking Rollins, this is a big opportunity to stop a monster that has been created. Stopping somebody from getting to the point where he could just take over and cause destruction throughout the WWE. And for Seth freaking Rollins, this is his 11th career match in Saudi Arabia. His first match since early July at the Money in the Bank Premium Live event when he challenged Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight when he challenged Drew McIntyre. You know, it speaks to that workhorse of Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins is an absolute workhorse, and he is back. And is he better than ever? Is Rollins back to being the best, to where he wants to be? He's got a big task at hand. It doesn't get any bigger than his opponent. Rollins has conquered beasts and slayed kings. Rollins has done it all in the WWE. Multi-time world champion. Big Bronson Reed looking to make his mark. And one way to do that is take out one of WWE's biggest stars, one of WWE's cornerstones, in Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins wasting little time, running out of the ring, going after Big Bronson Reed. But the question is, how wise was that by Rollins to go after Big Bronson Reed? And Bronson Reed, a true monster here in the WWE, has caused so much destruction to the WWE roster over the last few months, including leaving Rollins out of commission for over a month after Rollins was bleeding from the mouth. 6 tsunamis. I'm surprised it didn't crush Rollins to death. It almost seemed like it was the end of Seth freaking Rollins. But here we are at Crown Jewel, November 2nd, and Rollins is back, and he's ready to fight and take back what's his. Take back his dignity. Take back his mantle and stop the monster that is Big Bronson Reed. Thanks to a returning Seth freaking Rollins, Bronson Reed was what fell short to Braun Strowman in that last Monsters Standing match. It was Rollins with a stomp to Big Bronson Reed on the steel steps, allowing Braun Strowman to get up to his feet before Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed unable to make the 10 count in that last Monster Standing match. But right now, it's Rollins flying everywhere. Rollins with a suicide dive, taking Bronson Reed off his feet. Everything that Bronson Reed has done over the past several months, it's all come to Rollins being the gatekeeper. Rollins, who has slayed beasts, conquered kings. Conquered beasts, slayed kings. He's done it all in the WWE. He's beaten the best of the best. And into the timekeeper's area is Reed launching Rollins like a dart. Look at this. Rollins almost going face first in the barricade. Getting launched into the timekeeper's area like a dart, as I mentioned. The destruction begins of Big Bronson Reed, who just sent Rollins into the steel steps. This match still hasn't officially started. The bell is not officially rung. And there we go. Now the bell is officially rung. This match is underway. And Rollins already showing signs of injuries. Already showing signs of weakness. Going after the apron. This might be quick. And I would say usually it's quick and painless. This is going to be quick and painful. With a tsunami to Seth freaking Rollins. Talk about making your mark. This might be the quickest match. Wait a minute. But Rollins got out of harm's way. Rollins with a stomp to Reed. Is he going to do it? Reed kicking out of 2. That was just barely a 2 count. I don't know how Rollins was able to get out of the way after that first tsunami. All that weight, over 300 pounds, crashing and burning, and that velocity adding more weight to what Rollins feels on the midsection, and still Rollins was able to get out of harm's way and be able to connect with the curb stomp on Big Bronson Reed. And now it's Rollins who has been able to turn things around in this match. Rollins, Reed, both back to their feet. Rollins on the attack of Big Bronson Reed with these chops. And now a big form from the Visionary. But Reed has Rollins up on his shoulder. Rollins gets over and survives. Rollins perhaps thinking a pedigree. The big man trying to block it. Is Rollins going to be able to connect? No, I don't think it's possible for Rollins to connect to the pedigree. Oh, and Reed just sits down, all over 300 plus pounds, just sitting down on the chest of Seth freaking Rollins. Now you talk about getting the wind knocked out of you. Let's take a look at this one more. Boom! No remorse for the Visionary Seth freaking Rollins. For Big Bronson Reed, it's about making a statement. It's about going from here to here. It's about getting to that next level. Rollins has all the accolades that somebody like Big Bronson Reed wants to have. Rollins, world champion, WWE champion, Universal champion, tag team champion, Intercontinental champion. All the accolades that Big Bronson Reed wants. And if you get through somebody like a cornerstone of WWE, like Seth freaking Rollins, Big Bronson Reed looking to use Seth freaking Rollins as a stepping stone to get to that next level, to get to the main event scene, to potentially become a world heavyweight champion. Big Bronson Reed is so vicious and so aggressive. And Rollins is finding out just what Bronson Reed is made of. Reed taking care of Rollins previously, and now with Rollins returning, it has become more personal than it has ever been between these two. Reed trying to take Rollins out of the spotlight. Reed trying to put himself in that spotlight, feeling he deserves it, that it's his time to shine. Reed has been absolutely impressive, but extremely monstrous and dangerous. Rollins trying to pick up Reed. 340 pounds crashes on Rollins, falling back into the mat. And a 2 count for Big Bronson Reed. The last thing you want to do is be under the weight of Big Bronson Reed. And we are sold out here in the Mohammed Abdo Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Currently, what you're watching is this heated rivalry between Seth freaking Rollins and Big Bronson Reed. Rollins looking to get revenge on Big Bronson Reed for taking him out of action for over a month with internal injuries after Rollins was bleeding up from the mouth after 6 tsunamis by Big Bronson Reed. And when you talk about the 340 pounds of Big Bronson Reed, plus the velocity of Big Bronson Reed crashing down, it's a lot of weight crashing down on Seth freaking Rollins, which made the injuries even worse. Big Bronson Reed is not your traditional big man. He is extremely athletic. He can do things in the ring that people his size should not be able to do. A monster like him only comes once in a lifetime. They talk about him and they talk about monsters like Big Bronson Reed in Greek mythology. And Reed picking up Seth freaking Rollins. But Rollins trying to counter, and he does with a DDT. A brilliant counter from the veteran that is Seth freaking Rollins. That's what you get from a multi-time world champion that can be so versatile inside the squared circle. Rollins was able to shift his weight forward and turn that pop-up by Big Bronson Reed into a DDT. And in Riyadh, they're trying to will on the visionary, the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins to finish off the reign of terror and end the reign of terror of Big Bronson Reed once and for all. Big Bronson Reed trying to get the biggest win of his career, but in the way is Rollins, who has all the heart in the world. Rollins up on the middle turnbuckle, clothesline, but Reed still staggering on his feet. At this point, Rollins has got to be wondering, what do I have to do to take out Big Bronson Reed? And there's Big Bronson Reed to meet Rollins at the top. And Rollins feeling all that. The family jewels connecting with that top turnbuckle bar. And then a thunderous chop to the chest of the visionary. And Big Bronson Reed climbing the ropes. Rollins not in a position he wants to be in whatsoever. Is Rollins biting the hand of Big Bronson Reed? You know, desperate times call for desperate measures. Sometimes you just have to do what you got to do. And Rollins knows, weight-wise, Rollins is outmatched. Rollins has Bronson Reed right where he wants him. Frog splash! Can Rollins take the win home? And only enough for just barely a 1 count before Reed powering out of the cover. Look at this from Rollins' splash. It's really hard to get a cover on a guy like Big Bronson Reed to connect with big moves like that because of his big frame. It's more difficult for Bronson Reed to pick up, to feel the impact of moves like that. And Reed asking for more, a super kick by Rollins. Big discus forearm. And another one to the back of the head of Reed. But Reed just runs right through Rollins. It's like if a brick wall ran right at you. And that spitting sit-out powerbomb by Reed. But Rollins just barely kicks out before the 3. And now the frustration starts to set in for Big Bronson Reed. It is his first premium live event match. So this is a big deal for Big Bronson Reed. And you gotta understand his frustration of wanting to get to the next level because of it. Of wanting to make it to the main event scene. And there's a Death Valley driver by Reed. Pulls the leg back for the cover. And Rollins again still in this, showing that heart that we know he has. And for now, it seems like Rollins is just surviving. How much more damage can Rollins take from Big Bronson Reed? As Reed stalks Seth freaking Rollins like prey. Reed is punishing Seth freaking Rollins. This is what Bronson Reed has been waiting for. Reed has been waiting for a moment like this where he can show what he's made of, where he can show just how powerful he is, and do it to somebody who's been the guy. Rollins has been a cornerstone in WWE for over 13 years. Superplex off the top. And pulls the leg back for the biggest win of his career. But Rollins Gets the shoulder up. Just barely before the 3. And as that frustration continues to build up with every kick out that Rollins shows his resiliency, Big Bronson Reed cannot let his emotions get the best of him. And Big Bronson Reed is not used to a competition like this. Big Bronson Reed has been just tearing everybody down, breaking WWE superstars limb from limb. And now he's facing somebody who has that never give up, never say die attitude in Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins saying you should have finished me when you had the chance. After that first tsunami, perhaps what Rollins is referring to. And it seems that Big Bronson Reed is going to finish Rollins right here. Oh, but Rollins gets out of harm's way. Rollins just saving himself, realized he was in deep, deep trouble. What a senton by Big Bronson Reed. Rollins not making it easy whatsoever for a Big Bronson Reed to use him as a stepping stone. And Rollins rolls to the outside, realizing he was in a very dangerous situation, wisely using his veteran instincts to roll out of the way. But it's obvious, it's clear as day, how much pain, how tough of a time Seth freaking Rollins is going through right now with the damage that's been caused by Big Bronson Reed throughout this match. Reed keeps getting in the business of Rollins. Reed keeps on the attack. He does not want to give Rollins any time to breathe. Steel steps, he'll get disqualified. Rollins with a chop block to the knee, and Reed, stomp on the steel steps. A stomp by Rollins. The official will begin the count. But Bronson Reed is still alive. Back into the ring with a stomp by Rollins. And another stomp by Seth freaking Rollins. Bronson Reed still moving. What is it going to take to keep down Big Bronson Reed? And Rollins was right about off the top. One more stomp to close it out. And that's gotta do it to put Bronson Reed away. That's gonna do it for sure. Rollins has slayed another beast. Another monster. A gutsy performance, a gutsy win by Seth freaking Rollins. He's slayed beasts. He's conquered kings. And now he has destroyed a behemoth. And he has survived a tsunami. That is Big Bronson Reed. There's a reason that Rollins is a visionary, that he's a revolutionary. Rollins saying you should have finished me when you had the chance. And then it infuriated Reed. Reed with a clothesline. But Reed let his emotions get the best of him, trying to use the steel steps. And that ultimately led to the beginning of the end for Big Bronson Reed. His inexperience in big matches like these ultimately cost him the biggest match of his career. And one final stomp off the top to put the final nail in the coffin, pulling the leg back for the 1, 2, and 3 to take it all home. As Rollins survives Reed, but the problem is Reed is already back up on his feet. Reed is still standing. After 3 stomps in this match, it's insane, this monster rising from the dead. You gotta think this isn't over between Big Bronson Reed and Seth freaking Rollins. Reed saying he wants more. Seth has done it all, but he just faced and conquered and dealt with another monster. Ron saying the same thing's going to happen if you come after me again. All right. Yup. My brain's pretty messed up. I'm getting, I don't know if it's CTE, but I'm getting an MRI on my brain next Thursday. So I'll see how that goes. I thought I was going to talk about the end of the stream, but I do have an MRI on my brain. For those who don't know, I've been dealing with a concussion and some head trauma and psychological problems that as a result of it over the last few months. Perhaps my future in professional wrestling is everything's going to change. I'll put it that way. I'm starting to accept what my new future is going to look like. This is continuing to make history. There it is. The Women's Crown Jewel Championship. The first Women's Crown Jewel Champion will be crowned tonight. Talk about a beautiful piece of jewelry. It's Liv Morgan and Nia Jax who will compete for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. And we'll take a look at, and for those of you, Peacock Premium, we'll take a look. But other than that, we're going to take a break. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back. Oh, thank you for the follow, Mila Pier 25. As we come back, now's a good time to. Thank you for that follow. What brings you to this part of the internet? I hope you were joining Crown Jewel with me live on Peacock or the WWE Network or Netflix, wherever you are around the world. I hope you're enjoying Crown Jewel, and I hope you stick around and enjoy it with me, because coming up right now, we're about to crown the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel Champion. Just commentary here. I don't show the show. And Nia Jax is the women's champion, representing Friday Night SmackDown in this matchup. 91 days as the WWE Women's Champion, using the Queen of the Ring as her stepping stone to head to SummerSlam and defeat the former women's champion in Bayley, and has been terrorizing the SmackDown women's scene ever since she has won that championship. Not only is she queen, but she's champion. This is champion versus champion. This is the Super Bowl. This is like the Super Bowl. This is like the AFC and NFC championship in football terms. This is where the best. Yeah, this is pretty much that. This is champion versus champion. Nia Jax looking to add some more jewelry to the case. And from Monday Night Raw, representing Judgment Day, is the Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan, who will take on Nia Jax. First time in 3 years we have a champion versus champion match. So it'll be a very interesting situation to see how this match plays out. But Nia Jax has got that power advantage of Liv Morgan. And with both of these women coming out to ringside on their own, is this going to stay a fair one-on-one match? Let's take a look at what happened on NXT last Tuesday, though. Talk about taking it too far. Rhea Ripley confirmed having a broken orbital bone, an injury you do not want to have. That is the last kind of injury you want to have. A fractured right orbital socket. And with Rhea Ripley being out indefinitely, you got to wonder what's next for the Eradicator. You're taking out one of the biggest stars in WWE history and bloody Rhea Ripley. You take her championship, and now you take her man, and you take her career too. That's what it's all about. The official holding up that women's crown jewel championship. Talk about just an incredible. I'm stuttering just because of how beautiful. It's so elegant, that crown jewel women's championship. It is so elegant. It's so just beautiful that it had to be brought in by top security to keep these titles protected. This is the first of the 2 inaugural Crown Jewel Championship matches we are going to have here tonight. And you gotta wonder, is it gonna be the slyness and the quickness of Liv Morgan, or is it gonna be the power of Nia Jax that wins this match? And Liv Morgan trying to use her quickness to bring the fight to Nia Jax, but Nia Jax is just so powerful. Nia Jax is not somebody you want to step across the ring from, especially this version of Nia Jax. Nia Jax is in her most dangerous state that she's ever been between her first run and this run with the WWE. This has been her most dangerous run in her WWE career. And taking out one of the best there is in WWE when she defeated Bayley to become the women's champion. You talk about a big year for Nia Jax. She won the Queen of the Ring back in May. The winner of the Queen of the Ring tournament was guaranteed a women's championship match at SummerSlam. Nia Jax goes to SummerSlam, takes on Bayley in a hard fought match, but largely at the end of it, that Annihilator would take down Bayley and allow her to become the new WWE Women's Champion. And since then, Nia Jax, along with having Tiffany Stratton in her corner, they have been clearing house and running a tear through the women's division over on Friday Night SmackDown. And now tonight, with Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day causing so many problems over on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan, great DDT, great counter as she pulled the leg back for the cover, able to get a 2 count. It's going to be about who is able to get the upper hand on the other. It is not going to be an easy task to slay Nia Jax. Thinking a code breaker, but Nia Jax just too powerful. Pop up, Samoan drop. And good night, Morgan. Liv Morgan almost taken out for the 3, but Liv able to get the shoulder up at 2.5. The last thing that Nia Jax needs is to let her emotions get the best of her. Did Nia Jax potentially hurt herself on the way down? Her facial expression seemed to give off the vibe that perhaps on the way down, she may have tweaked something on the way down on that Samoan drop. Hip attack to Liv Morgan. And the Judgment Day are here somewhere. Tiffany Stratton around the corner somewhere. With nobody home, Morgan just barely able to get out of harm's way. And it's moments like these that give Liv Morgan the opportunity to capitalize on somebody who has the power advantage over her. Liv Morgan stomped to the back. Look at this. I'm just amazed at the power of Nia Jax once again. Nia Jax's power and what Nia Jax is able to do inside the squared circle always ceases to amaze me. A super Samoan drop. Off the top and for the cover. And Morgan again able to keep herself alive in this match. This match is all about becoming the inaugural WWE Crown Jewel Champion. It's a champion versus champion match as Nia Jax using that vicious side of her frustrations to inflict more damage on Liv Morgan as she drove her head in the back of the mat. And Morgan being brought back up to her feet, being perched up on the top by the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. It's Jax who makes it up to the top. And Morgan still showing some signs of life, still showing that there's still fight left. Talk about a battle. Liv Morgan, go big or go home, was probably thinking, it seemed that she was thinking sunset flip. And it does, and it connects. Down goes Nia. But can Liv Morgan capitalize on this? Oh my. Been wondering for days. It's Tiffy time. Is she going to cash in? Uh-oh. Again. Liv was going to, and Tiffany was going to cash in on Liv. It. Nia Jax frustrated. Nia telling Tiffany it's not the time. And the thing is about the Money in the Bank is it's Tiffany's time to decide. It's Tiffy's time, if you will, to decide when she wants to cash in her women's Money in the Bank. Use it at the right opportunity, and now just wasn't the right opportunity, thinking that both women were going to be out for a while. Nia Jax. Wait, look at this. Crucifix. Oh. And Nia Jax able to kick out of 2. And they want to see it. Tiffany going to stay around for a little bit longer. You got to wonder, who does she cash in on? Does it technically count as both because it's both champions on the line? Does she also become the Crown Jewel champion? Would that make her slamming Morgan in the mat? Oh, and Morgan able to kick out at 2. Meanwhile, Raquel trying to take the... And here comes Raquel. Hung up. Double knees. Code breaker by Morgan, who stacks up. Oh, and again, it's Nia who was able to kick out. So many different factors in this match. And here's Dirty Dom also. You had to wonder when this was all going to take place and transpire. Nia Jax taking Raquel out. She just cleared house with that splash in the ring barricade. Liv Morgan trying to escape, and again another splash into Morgan, and vicious leg drop. Nia Jax looking to do everything, hitting all the stops. Little deja vu, the distraction. And a big boot to Nia Jax by Raquel. And again, another distraction. Liv Morgan with an oblivion. And the ref oblivious to everything that just happened. And Liv Morgan is the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. What a moment for Liv Morgan. Despite how it happened, it did happen. The Judgment Day are going to have a party tonight. And Raquel came to remind Tiffany Stratton, hey, exactly who she's aligned herself with. And then Liv with the double knees. That code breaker from the second rope. Down went Jax. We see this on the outside. A splash. Down goes everybody. Nia taken out. Liv. Then here comes a distraction by Dom. And then a boot. Raquel getting involved. And then an oblivion to Nia Jax to close this one out. 1, 2, and 3 as she pulled the leg back as far as she could to guarantee that she would become the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel champion. Here's Chief Content Officer Triple H presenting Liv Morgan with the Crown Jewel Championship. Nonetheless, despite how it happened, Liv Morgan has made history here at Crown Jewel. Once again, history is made here in Saudi Arabia. Congratulations to Liv Morgan on becoming the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. All right. Thank you, everybody who's been hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me. I appreciate everybody who's been hanging out with me tonight here or this afternoon, morning, wherever you guys are. Undertaker One Dead Man Shows returns in Texas, Dallas on Friday, December 13th, Saturday, December 14th, and Houston. Oh, excuse me. Sunday in Austin, Texas, December 15th. Footage of the Crown Jewel Superstore on Riyadh Boulevard. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia shop the largest selection of WWE merchandise. Let's take a look at it's all coming down to this. Brothers in battle. These two battled together time and time again against the Bloodline throughout the year. And now they battle each other in what has taken a huge turn. And what Kevin Owens considered his only option. All right. We're going to take a quick break. I will be right back when they come back. Welcome back to Crown Jewel in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We get set for a match that has become so personal. For a heated feud that's become so personal. Kevin Owens has lost it. This might be the most dangerous version of Kevin Owens that we've ever seen. And we've seen Kevin Owens do some very dangerous things, even going back to his days in NXT. What he did to Sami Zayn that first night he turned on Sami Zayn over a decade ago. It's never been the same. Kevin Owens has had his good moments. He's had his bad moments. A lot more evil than good inside the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. You don't get a moniker like being the prize fighter and expect people to think you're the nicest guy in the world. You fight for a reason. You fight for the prize. You don't fight for what you believe in. You fight for money. You fight for a championship. That's what Kevin Owens is all about. Kevin Owens is all about. And Kevin Owens the thing about Kevin Owens is he feels he's the good guy in the situation. He feels that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, with everything that happened with Cody Rhodes teaming up with Roman Reigns, feeling that they turn on Kevin Owens after everything that happened with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes in the Bloodline. Kevin Owens felt betrayed because Kevin Owens has had his issues with the Bloodline for over 4 years. And WWE's Apex Predator is in the house. You just saw the decibel levels go to over 100 for the Riyadh crowd chanting for WWE's Apex Predator, the former 14-time world champion, and Randy Orton. Orton wanted this match more than anything in the world after everything that Kevin Owens did to him the last month. Kevin Owens feeling like the Viper, Randy Orton had turned on him, like Cody Rhodes had turned on him. That was Kevin Owens' motive at Bad Blood when Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes when Cody Rhodes was going to his bus. KO is now focused on Randy Orton. Triple H, the chief content officer, was not willing to give Randy Orton this match at first. In fact, when Randy Orton went to Nick Aldis about this match, Nick Aldis was not going to give Randy Orton this match because he couldn't. Because it came from up above, and that up above is somebody Randy Orton knows so well. I'm talking about the chief Triple H, of course. And with that, Randy Orton called out the game. And Randy Orton saying, I want the cerebral assassin Triple H to understand me, to understand where I'm coming from. But Triple H was just trying to protect Randy Orton. Kevin Owens staring at Randy Orton from the outside. It was only just a few months ago we saw Orton and KO battle the Bloodline and be brothers, go to war side by side. But now they come ahead and they come face to face, head to head. Owens with a chair attacking Randy Orton from behind. Now we're getting the idea of why Triple H was trying to protect Randy Orton from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens not waiting any time, not waiting for the bell to ring, not wasting any time to get his hands on Randy Orton. Kevin Owens is absolutely unhinged. I don't know what screws are loose, but Kevin Owens has a few more screws loose than we've ever seen before from the prize fighter. And now it's Randy Orton who's trying to fight back at Kevin Owens. These two fighting back and forth on the outside. Poked to the eye by Randy Orton. What a backdrop onto our announce desk by Randy Orton. Orton using that little bit of time to recover. And Kevin Owens trying to attack the hamstring and knee, in which he did with that steel chair. And now Randy Orton trying to turn things around. And now it's Owens trying to fight back at Randy Orton. And you talk about Kevin Owens, who could be so devious, so vicious, so maniacal. There's so many ways to describe the evil that is Kevin Owens, how dark he can go. And you talk about mind games. Kevin Owens has learned so well about mind games and how to use them. But the thing is, Randy Orton is somebody who has used mind games his whole career. But right now it's Owens with his own bit of mind games and with a steel chair to the spine of Randy Orton. That same back, that's the back of Randy Orton where he spent 18 months. And the stunner of the official. Kevin Owens is absolutely unhinged. He's going to get fired. The match has not started whatsoever. I don't think we're going to have this match. Eddie Orengo has been stunned. And now a boot to the midsection. Now it's Orton who has the steel chair. Randy Orton with a steel chair to the spine of Kevin Owens. Orton, who's having a hard time standing after the assault on the knee. So we're not going to have a match between these two. As I guess they're going to keep fighting. It seemed like we weren't going to have a match. It seemed the official waved off the match. But these two do not want to stop fighting whatsoever. Randy Orton has been waiting. He begged to be able to get his hands on Kevin Owens. Randy Orton wanted to inflict damage. And some of those mind games Kevin Owens trying to play, wearing a shirt with Randy Orton's legendary father on it, talking about the ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. Randy Orton looking to make sure Kevin Owens rues the day for what he has done to him. That's Sean Daivari. Now it's Randy Orton who sends Daivari into the ring post. And now it's Owens who's raking the eyes of Orton. Orton with a back elbow to the prize fighter. And Orton realizing where Kevin Owens is. That's vintage Randy Orton. The general managers, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, trying to get this thing under control. Somebody is going to get seriously hurt. RKO to general manager Adam Pearce. To the general manager, Orton takes no prisoners, and Nick Aldis realizes, all right, I need to get out of here before this gets out of hand. And they're trying to break this thing free, out of control. This match never even started, and it's just been an all-out brawl out at ringside. Nick Aldis trying to talk some sense to Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens has snapped. We already knew that Kevin Owens Kevin Owens a snap, but it seems Kevin Owens may be far beyond convincing. Orton has shifted. Orton has now become vicious. Orton is taking this more personal, and when Randy Orton takes things personally, it only becomes more dangerous for the person who stands across from him. Oh my! Kevin Owens taking that case, smacking Orton in the face with it. Right on the skull, one of the road cases. And again, Owens measuring up Randy Orton. And again on the face. And again, Kevin Owens just wanting to end everything that Randy Orton stands for, end the career of the WWE's Apex Predator. I don't think these Let's Go Randy chants are going to help whatsoever. Oh no. Where in the world is Kevin Owens going now? Up on the stands. KO going up top. What an elbow drop! Through that equipment, through the table. This is just how bad it's gotten in the eyes of Kevin Owens. That he's one to go through extreme lengths, go to extreme lengths to make Randy Orton suffer. Both men are laid out. As if this couldn't get worse. A man who feels like he's got nothing to lose. It's Kevin Owens after being sent home for weeks without an explanation of why he couldn't come back. Actually, let me read chat just before we go to break. All right, nothing. All right, we're going to go to a quick little break real quick, and we'll be right back. We're in the capital city of Riyadh, or capital city of Saudi Arabia, here in Riyadh, rather. I don't even know what to say about what we just witnessed between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. We never even had an official match. It never started. Kevin Owens attacking Randy Orton from behind with a steel chair. Kevin Owens is the most unhinged, most deranged that he's ever been. Has Kevin Owens just cost Randy Orton his career? This is what Triple H was worried about. This is what Triple H tried to warn Randy Orton about before Randy Orton pressured Triple H into making this match official, and a match that we never really got. What we got was an all-out brawl throughout the Muhammad Abdul Arena. Then a stunner. This is where Kevin Owens lost it, taking out official Eddie Arango. And then an RKO from Randy Orton to Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. A very emotional Randy Orton. This thing has become extremely personal. And this is where everything ends right here. Kevin Owens with that elbow drop. Talk about things being really personal. Unhinged. A deliberate attack to end Randy Orton's career. That right there was from Owens looking at Orton. As long as Kevin Owens is still with the WWE, Kevin Owens is an extreme danger, and everybody needs to watch out for themselves and be careful and watch out for their safety. But now let's turn our attention to the United States Championship match. It was 2 weeks ago, Game 7. Andrade landing on LA Knight. Almost hitting Knight. LA Knight was not able to keep his ego in check. LA Knight eventually just stopping the count. LA Knight would make his presence known, other than the fact that he was the official. 1 for Carmelo, 1 for Andrade. Carmelo Hayes refers to himself as him, saying that he is him, that he is it, that he has got that it factor, that he is the guy. And we've seen, signs that Carmelo Hayes has all the potential to be the future of the WWE. And Carmelo Hayes has a big opportunity to cement his legacy, winning, if he can win the United States Championship, that it would be his first singles title since coming to Friday Night SmackDown, since coming up to the main roster. His chain says it all. It says in diamonds, him. Because Carmelo Hayes truly believes he is the guy. Talk about an interesting factor. Andrade brings a really interesting factor into this match. As a world-traveled professional wrestler, former NXT champion, former United States champion already, Andrade already knows what it's like to be the United States champion. So for Andrade in this match, he's looking to become US champion again. Andrade is signaling that he's going to become the United States champion, that it will not be Carmelo Hayes. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have had quite the matches over on Friday Night SmackDown. 7 to be exact, and it was tough to see the way that Game 7 ended between the two. And this is how the entire feud ends, with LA Knight essentially LA Knight put himself in this situation. He decided to not be a good ref and get involved in the situation. But LA Knight already didn't want to be in that situation as ref anyways. So you had to know something like that was a possibility 2 weeks ago with LA Knight, basically causing this match to end in no contest on Friday Night SmackDown in Game 7. If you want, you can call this Game 7.5. You can call this Game 8. But the thing is, LA Knight is involved in this. And for LA Knight, the tough part is he doesn't even have to be pinned to lose his championship. LA Knight, the United States champion. This is his third career match in Saudi Arabia. And LA Knight. This is going to be interesting. Last year at Crown Jewel, this is where Logan Paul actually beat Rey Mysterio to become the United States champion. And then ultimately, LA Knight would go on to defeat Logan Paul to become the United States champion in Logan Paul's hometown of Cleveland. LA Knight would defeat Logan Paul at the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. With all three competitors in the ring, there is no champion's advantage whatsoever in this match. First man to gain pinfall or submission will become the United States champion, the championship that is currently being held up for everybody to see by WWE official Ryan Tran. LA Knight has got that X factor on his side in this match. LA Knight has been just been an incredible champion. He has taken on everybody, and now he's going to let Carmelo Hayes and Andrade go at it. Let them have their beginning match as Game 8. We can consider this Game 8 between these two. And LA Knight is very smart to not waste any time, to not take any unnecessary damage, but Andrade realized LA Knight was just standing there, and LA Knight is in the middle of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Lefts and rights for Hayes and El Idolo. The WWE fans here in Riyadh are loving the megastar LA Knight. Double kick to the champion. Now Knight is taken out of the equation by both challengers. And this is what I'm talking about. You do not, as the champion in a triple threat match, you don't have to be pinned to lose your championship. If either one of these men can get the upper hand on the other, they can pin the other to become champion, and LA Knight won't know that he lost the title until he gets back up. Flying forearm by Hayes, but instead it's LA Knight to pull Hayes out of the ring. Hayes was trying to go after Andrade over the top, but instead LA Knight seizing the opportunity to now go after Carmelo Hayes, taking Hayes out of the equation. That's what you have to do. With triple threat matches, as I mentioned it throughout the night, you have to be careful about all these different X factors in the equation. With any type of multi-man match, that's what you have to worry about. Because what you want is ultimately to have a one-on-one match. You ultimately want to work towards DDT. LA Knight takes down Hayes, but it's Andrade who breaks the cover. And a jawbreaker from Andrade. Andrade trying to turn things around. We've seen this before. Inverted Spanish fly. We've seen that before by Andrade. And now here comes LA Knight to try and take advantage. But it's Andrade who's starting to build up some momentum with a forearm to LA Knight. And now Andrade kips back up to his feet. Andrade is fired up here in Riyadh. Andrade, a third-generation superstar from Mexico. A former United States champion, former NXT champion. And Andrade has Knight and Hayes right where he wants them. Double knees for Hayes. But LA Knight gets back up, goes after Andrade, but Andrade sends LA Knight up and over to the outside onto the floor as Andrade makes his way up to the top. What? Instead, Andrade fooling everybody, instead going for the moonsault, taking out LA Knight on the outside. LA Knight was not prepared for that whatsoever. Over the top, incoming a him missile from Hayes. Hayes goes after Knight, but Knight rolls out of harm's way. Boot, thinking BFT, but countered by Hayes. One for the kick. Great counter by Hayes. One for the backdrop, lands on his feet. BFT Sent into Andrade. That giant heavy back elbow. Double knees. Into the senton on LA Knight. And now sends Andrade on Knight. And now a double cover to become United States champion. Both men get the shoulder up at 2. Carmelo Hayes was cooking. Look at this beautiful moonsault by Andrade to LA Knight on the outside of the ring. And then the flip over the top by Hayes. And then covering both superstars was Carmelo Hayes. And both superstars able to kick out before the 3. This fast-paced, energetic matchup has been an incredible match, to say the least. 3 of the most athletic superstars in WWE. What a destroyer by Andrade. Andrade connecting with a destroyer on him, Carmelo Hayes. Is it Andrade's time to capitalize on the situation with the champion and the other challenger down and out? Andrade looking to go high, looking to risk it all. That high risk, high reward coming up by Andrade. Andrade went for a moonsault but nobody home, but again able to catch LA on the other side for the cover for the championship. But it's Carmelo who makes the save. And it's not, when it comes to these types of matches, it's not about assisting your opponent. It's every man for themselves. So what you want to do is save the match for yourself. There is nothing about saving the match for whether it's Andrade or saving the match for LA Knight or somebody saving the match for Carmelo. It's about every man saving the match for themselves. Because at the end of the day, everybody in this match wants to be the United States champion. That's why it's a United States championship match. You want to leave as champion. You want to cement your legacy in WWE. And LA Knight does not want to lose his United States championship. But Carmelo Hayes also wants to win his first championship here on the main roster. Will a big move like this pay off for Hayes? But Andrade with a counter. Beautiful counter by Andrade. And Hayes kicks out at 2. That's how close it can get. Andrade's so close to becoming the United States champion. But it's now LA Knight who's back up to his feet. And it's LA Knight who's up on the middle turnbuckle. LA Knight scouting it. Top rope, double elbow drop, taken out. Hayes and Andrade, and both challengers kicking out before the 3. And, that's what you have to do. You have to take risks like these. You have to go big or go home. You have to pull out all the stops. If you want to be champion, sometimes you end up in matches like these where everybody is so incredibly athletic and talented that you do have to dig deep, that you do have to pull out all the stops. And sometimes it means high risk, high reward. That's what you have to do if you want to be champion, if you want to prove you're that guy. Hayes with a kick to Andrade. And here we go. Here comes a little bit of risky business between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. But LA Knight almost cost him. Andrade down goes Andrade. And Carmelo Hayes has the perfect opportunity. And you can see the smirk on the face of Carmelo Hayes, realizing now could be his chance. Nothing but net to become champion. Oh, but Andrade just barely saving this match before the 3. Andrade spoiling what could have been the biggest moment in Carmelo Hayes' career up to date. And that frustrated Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes thought he had it won with nothing but net. But Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and LA Knight all want to be champion. Looking for the message, but instead, Carmelo Hayes drives Andrade to the corner. Super kick to Knight. Big boot from Andrade answering the call. Now going to drag Mello up. We've seen this before. Bounces the back of the head of Andrade off the top turnbuckle. Looking for the face buster. BFT by Knight. And Knight retains. Well, there's a reason LA Knight was United States champion in the first place, capitalizing on the perfect time to connect with that BFT. That's just how crafty the megastar can be. LA Knight has been doing this for so long. Sometimes you gotta dig deep. Let's take a look at the closing moments. Looking for that face buster, but instead, BFT. Carmelo Hayes at the wrong place at the wrong time, but for LA Knight, it was right place, right time. And LA Knight is still your United States champion. With everybody saying LA Knight. LA Knight continues his reign as United States champion since winning the title back at SummerSlam. A tough loss for Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. And LA Knight leaves with the United States Championship. All right. Knight. All right, let's take a quick little break. Actually, let me read chat first. See if I miss anything. Nope. All right. We're going to take a quick little break. Next time we come your way to a premium live event will be Saturday, November 30th, when we head to Vancouver for Survivor Series War Games. Tonight in Riyadh, we will immediately follow with the Crown Jewel post show. With a Crown Jewel Championship ceremony. Seth freaking Rollins. Damian Priest, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus will compete to determine who the number one contender will be for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's a fatal four-way coming your way Monday Night Raw in Riyadh. Earlier tonight, we saw Liv Morgan be crowned as the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel Champion. And now it's time for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. So with the Crown Jewel Championship, it's a power event. It is the two champions. It's a clash between the World Champion, the WWE Champion. They collide to determine who will be the ultimate champion, who will be the Crown Jewel champion, and we will crown the inaugural Crown Jewel champion tonight between Cody Rhodes and Gunther. All right, now I'll be back. It it was earlier tonight we saw Liv Morgan win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. 3,300 embedded stones, 50 carats of diamonds, 250 total carat weight. All emeralds are just. He will be crowned the first ever men's Crown Jewel champion. Gunther is the king of the ring, won back in May, and with that, earned him a world championship match at SummerSlam, where he would go on to defeat Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, with a little bit of help from Finn Balor, who would turn his back on Damian Priest, ultimately taking over the Judgment Day And then would take out, first he took out Randy Orton, then he took out Sami Zayn. Gunther has been on a tear as world champion. The crazy thing about Gunther's world, all Gunther's reigns in WWE, Gunther has been champion for over 75% of his 5-year career here in the WWE. Just an incredible accolade for the ring general Gunther. This is the first time Cody Rhodes and Gunther will meet one-on-one, and what a match it's gonna be. But the last couple years in the Royal Rumble, they've spent the last final few going back and forth. It was 2023 Royal Rumble where Cody Rhodes would be the one to eliminate Gunther to win the Royal Rumble and ultimately be the final few this year where Rhodes and Gunther would meet again. Cody Rhodes trying to do something legendary. And Cody Rhodes goes head to head with Gunther. You can see senior official Chad Patton holding up that Crown Jewel Championship as we get set to crown the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion. The big question is, who is going to get the upper hand on the other? Both are extremely at the top of their game on their respective brands. Gunther has been a dominant champion in every title reign he's had here in the WWE, with 75% of his WWE career over the last 5 years he's spent here in the WWE being as a champion. All of his reigns have been 600 plus days as champion. There are not many, if any, superstar that can say they've done that. And now the bell officially rings. This match is underway. This is an all-timer match. Two of the very best in professional wrestling today collide. The undisputed WWE champion in one corner, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, representing SmackDown. And on the other corner, you've got the Ring General, representing Imperium, representing Monday Night Raw, the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. It's all about determining the Ultimate Champion, the Crown Jewel Champion. You know, earlier this year it was all about Cody Rhodes winning the title, finishing the story, and now look where we are. Cody Rhodes is champion, and now he's competing for a big championship and doing something his father, the legendary, late great American Dream, has never done. Won a major championship on foreign soil. And Cody Rhodes looks to do it here if he can become the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion in Riyadh. It is loud as it gets. It is deafening in the Muhammad Abdul Arena. You got to wonder whose technique is going to get best of the other. Both these men have a great technical background. But the thing about Gunther is his technical background has won him match after match. Gunther is now having another match with somebody who is at the top of their game. Much like when Gunther took out Randy Orton, it could be the opportunity for Gunther to take out the American Nightmare. Gunther with a snapmare to Rhodes. But it's this back and forth battle. Both men switching things around. Neither man can get ahead of the other in this match. You gotta wonder what it's gonna take to get the upper hand on the other. And Rhodes, you can't look past that amateur background of Rhodes, but you also can't look past the incredible technical background of the Ring General Gunther. Gunther has that European style, that classic European style inside the squared circle. You know, for Cody Rhodes, his story, he got to finish his story at WrestleMania and begin a new chapter. Write a new story as champion. And now another story, another chapter in the story of Cody Rhodes can be written. This match has just been something the WWE Universe has been waiting on over the last couple years. These two have met in the final two at the 2023 Royal Rumble, which ultimately the American Nightmare would go on to win the Royal Rumble and then head to his first encounter with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, where ultimately Solo Sikoa would lead Roman Reigns to retain his title, in which we would end again Royal Rumble 2024 this year with Cody Rhodes and Gunther being among the final few in the match, which Cody Rhodes would ultimately finish his story at WrestleMania. So again, we got to see that outstanding standoff that people just absolutely exploded for between these two at the past couple of years of Royal Rumble. And now we're seeing how matched these two are with each other. You had to know when these two were going to go face to face, when they were going to step in the ring with each other, they were going to bring the absolute fight to each other. And Gunther with his side headlock on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, bringing the fight to the undisputed WWE champion. But it's Cody Rhodes working his way back up to his feet, trying to break this hold of the Ring General. And again, the Ring General takes Rhodes down with a side headlock. Rhodes trying to turn things around, but Gunther blocks it. Gunther is just so incredibly technically sound. But for Cody Rhodes, what he's dealing with is going to have to be about outmatching. It's a game of chess right now. What this match is between these two is a game of chess. A game that Gunther knows so well in terms of wrestling. It's a wrestler's game of chess in the sense that it's about outmatching your opponent, trying to outmaneuver your opponent. It's a psychological game that involves making the right moves, but the wrong move can cost you everything. And that's what these two are figuring out with each other as they learn more and more about each other in a one-on-one setting throughout this match. I mean, what we saw last night on Friday Night SmackDown was first Kevin Owens attacking Randy Orton and then Gunther putting Cody Rhodes to sleep. But that wasn't before Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton got the tag team victory over Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. An incredible atmosphere here at the Muhammad Abdul Arena as these two tie up collar and elbow. Gunther driving the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes into the corner. Chad Patton trying to tell them to get out of the corner, now about to force the rope break. It's the last thing you want is this match to end in disqualification. And here comes those lefts, paying homage to his father with that bionic elbow, but instead it's a chop from the ring general, Gunther, who takes down the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And Gunther mocking the WWE fans. A thunderous chop from the ring general, but you wouldn't expect anything less from a man who is known for busting the chests open of his opponents with his thunderous chops that literally make the vessels in people's chests pop and bleed everywhere. That's just how powerful Gunther is. There's a reason they call Gunther the ring general. And Rhodes starting to pick up some momentum. Gunther with a leapfrog. You don't see a leapfrog from Gunther too often. A right from Rhodes. And a clothesline. Gunther staggering on his feet still. And again, another clothesline. Still on his feet. What's it going to take? And another clothesline sends Gunther to the ring, but still on his feet. Gunther trying to get right back up to the ring apron as Cody Rhodes measures up the ring general. Disaster kick. Down goes Gunther. Gunther now down to one knee. Rhodes is fired up here. It's our big main event at the 2024 Crown Jewel to determine the inaugural men's Crown Jewel champion. But here comes Gunther right back in the ring with a sleeper. Gunther, that sleeper that Gunther uses is so devious. It is so dangerous to get caught in. And Gunther driving Rhodes right into the apron, and another emphatic chop to the chest of the American Nightmare. And now a power slam, a body slam to Rhodes on the floor. And now it's Gunther who gets back into the ring as official Chad Patton working this big matchup as he starts this count. Can you imagine how devastating it would be for the American Nightmare if he got counted out of this big time champion versus champion match to determine the Crown Jewel champion? And Rhodes makes it back into the ring. He's able to beat the count. There's one thing you cannot doubt about Rhodes. It's that will to fight. The will to give it everything he's got. Cody Rhodes will go to extreme lengths. Cody Rhodes will fight for as long as it takes with every last breath of his and give it everything he has every time he steps foot in the squared circle. And now it's Gunther who's looking to pick up some momentum, but Cody Rhodes slides between the legs of Gunther. But the back of Rhodes has been damaged by Gunther. And a shot to the back of Rhodes by Gunther. And now Gunther drops all of his weight on the spine of Rhodes. This is where things start to turn around. And Cody Rhodes had a little bit of momentum going, but then it's Gunther who just knows the right opportunities, knows to when the right opening is there to turn things around. And that's exactly what Gunther has done right now. Gunther doesn't care about anybody, not the fans, nobody in the back except Ludwig Kaiser. The only man that Gunther cares about is him and winning championships. Gunther wants to prove that he is the very best professional wrestler in the world, and he already believes it. I mean, how could you not believe you're an incredible and perhaps the best professional wrestler in the world when every championship reign you've had in the WWE, in World Wrestling Entertainment, has been over 600 days? You can't compete with something like that. It just adds more to his case, not to mention Gunther won the King of the Ring this year. Gunther's accolades are incredible for a 5-year run. And an elbow to the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. If there's one thing that Gunther is good at, it's getting under the skin, and he has most certainly done that with Rhodes, as we've seen the past couple of weeks on Friday Night SmackDown. Rhodes looking for a slam on Gunther, but Gunther lands on Rhodes, all the weight crashing on Rhodes. Gunther went for the cover. Rhodes able to kick out before the 3. The only loss that Gunther has suffered over the last couple of years is to Sami Zayn back at WrestleMania this year, when Sami Zayn ended the 666-day Intercontinental Championship reign of the Ring General Gunther, but only for Gunther to use the Intercontinental Championship as a stepping stone to go on and become King of the Ring and ultimately get to where he is right now as the World Heavyweight Champion. So with that being said, sometimes you have to take a loss to elevate yourself, to get to that next part of your career, to get into the main event scene. What Gunther is being allowed to do right now, what Gunther has right now, is unleashing all this pain on Rhodes, trying to weaken the American Nightmare to guarantee he leaves as the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. And it's not just about that, it's also about proving that you're the better champion. Both of these men know that they can do it, but it's about who is actually going to get the upper hand on the other. There's a reason these two are world champions. There's a reason Cody Rhodes is the undisputed champion, with Cody Rhodes beating the greatest champion in WWE in the last 20 years, Roman Reigns, with a 1,400-day reign as champion, ending it at WrestleMania rather, of this year. Gunther's reign, 91 days, winning the title back at SummerSlam. Gunther defeating Damian Priest to become the World Heavyweight Champion. So both men defeated incredible former champions to become the champion. And Gunther again mocking the WWE Universe. That's one thing Gunther loves to do, is piss off the fans. Gunther does not like the WWE fans. He sticks to himself. He sticks to proving just how great he is. And again, Gunther returns back to that left arm he's been working on Rhodes throughout this match. The WWE Universe doing everything they can to rally behind the American Nightmare. But can Rhodes find a way to get back in this? Oh, Rhodes counters. Body slam. This time it connects. This time Rhodes has enough strength, but it falls right down to his knees. The back of Rhodes is not at 100%. But Rhodes trying to feel it, trying to fire himself up, trying to find the adrenaline in his soul to become the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. It's now Cody Rhodes who looks to start some offense of his own on the Ring General. Rhodes looking for that vertical suplex. Look at the power of Rhodes being shown on display. And face first goes Gunther into the mat. But Rhodes holding onto that lower back. The damage that's been done may ultimately cost Rhodes this match. And a scoop slam to Rhodes by Gunther. And now Gunther, a bit of urgency. Gunther perhaps thinking that splash off the top. You know, a match means a lot to Gunther when he has to dig deep and head up to the top for that splash that we've seen in a lot of Gunther's biggest matches with the top competitors he's had to face. And indeed it is. The This Is Awesome chants are just deafening throughout the Muhammad Abdul Arena. And this sold out Muhammad Abdul Arena, that is. Superplex by Rhodes. Rhodes has a huge opportunity right now to capitalize on this. But right now, it's also about finding some energy. It's about taking some time to breathe as well. First, you want to be able to give yourself an important breather. Then you want to try and capitalize on this to the best of your ability. That's where you need to go from this. First, it's about recovery. Then it's about capitalizing. Especially this deep into an intense matchup like this. The undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, trying to fight back up to his feet. And Gunther, the World Champion from Monday Night Raw. We hear Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, who will become the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion as Rhodes starts to pick up some momentum. Forearm. Jumps up and over Gunther. Snap power slam. Rhodes is starting to feel it. You can now really start to feel the momentum shift as Cody Rhodes goes to that place. He's starting to feel the energy of the crowd. It's that second win from Rhodes. Earlier, this got blocked by Gunther with a thunderous chop. This time, the bionic elbow connects. And now Rhodes has that look in his eyes. Could Rhodes be building enough momentum to close in on another big moment in his career? Rhodes. Cody Cutter connects. And Rhodes pulls the leg back to become the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion. But Gunther able to get the shoulder up before the 3. So close for the American Nightmare, but just not quite enough to take down the ring general. Right on target was the American Nightmare with that Cody Cutter, but Gunther survives. It's rumbling here in Saudi Arabia. Cody Rhodes could be closing in, could be calling the final shot. Gunther collapsing. Uh-oh. What a kick to Gunther. A disaster kick, but gets caught by Gunther. Gunther into a Boston Crab. That's just how technically sound Gunther is. This is going to do a lot of damage to that injured lower back that Gunther has been working on throughout this match. This might literally force Cody Rhodes with no choice but to give up. But the problem is, the word give up is not in Cody Rhodes' arsenal. It's not in Cody Rhodes' list of words he likes to use. Rhodes able to make it to the rope after Gunther switches to a sleeper. German suplex to the American Nightmare. And now it's right back in the attack as Gunther on Rhodes. And now the ring general, like a true general, there's a reason they call him the ring general. Now he's going to put Cody to sleep. This is where Gunther ends most of his opponents, is right here. With the left leg wrapped around, trapping the arm of the American Nightmare. Rhodes is in a very tough place, in quite the predicament. But Cody Rhodes able to break free of that, now able to sit up. But still, Gunther has that sleeper hold applied deep on the American Nightmare. Rhodes starting to fade. Cody's fading quick. The fixture going to check. But Cody Rhodes is still in this. There is still fight left in the American Nightmare. But how much is left, though, in Cody Rhodes? Despite Cody Rhodes still finding a way to find this new life, this second win, the third win, whatever you want to call it. Cody Rhodes is going to fight like hell. Is this on instinct at this point? But the damage, and Gunther right back on the attack. But Cody Rhodes again, another jawbreaker to create the much-needed separation. And again, Gunther turns right back. But it's Cody Rhodes who counters. Cody Rhodes! Crossroads! There it is, the Crossroads. But Gunther rolls away after. And Cody Rhodes unable to capitalize. Does Rhodes have anything left? Rhodes unable to capitalize on this. And that's just how much these two have put each other through in this matchup. Cody Rhodes connected with the Crossroads. But was that Cody Rhodes' final shot? Was that Rhodes' final blow? Was that all Rhodes had left to offer? Gunther already starting to stir. Cody Rhodes is having a hard time moving. This is a critical moment in this match as both men work their way back up to their feet, feeling all the fatigue in their bodies. They've put each other through a lot in this match. There's that shotgun drop kick to Rhodes. And now Gunther with the power bomb to put Rhodes away. Stack up. Good night, Cody. But Rhodes, there's still life left in the American Nightmare. Gunther cannot believe it. For the first time in this match, what we're now witnessing is the frustration starting to set in the ring general Gunther. But when you're in such a big match like this, you cannot let your emotions get ahead of you. You need to stay level-headed. You need, especially with an opponent like the American Nightmare, you need to stay level-headed. Gunther needs to stay focused if he wants to be the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. Cody Rhodes is starting to stir. And Gunther has got to be thinking, what do I have to do? You got to wonder if that's what Gunther is thinking. What do I have to do to finish the American Nightmare once and for all? What a slap to Rhodes. Rhodes is out of it. And Gunther taking his time. Nearly slapped the taste buds off the tongue of the American Nightmare with that slap. And again, another slap to the face of Rhodes. This is the pace that Gunther likes. Gunther likes to work a very slow pace where he feels in control. But now he's just toying with Rhodes. This is that arrogance of Gunther that's coming out. Oh, it only fired up Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is firing up. Cody Rhodes was asking for more. Now it's Rhodes on the attack of Gunther. There is still fight left in the Oh. And again, Gunther went for the sleeper hold, but Cody Rhodes with a backdrop suplex to Gunther. And Rhodes. Oh, gets caught with a clothesline by Gunther. And Gunther caught is Rhodes. Rhodes turns things around. Crossroads. Now another Crossroads to do it. Oh, and again, Gunther survives. Gunther is still in this. What a classic we are witnessing between two of the very best in professional wrestling today. This match has delivered on all aspects of what people were hoping for. People wanted a great match between these two, and that's exactly what these two have delivered on. The ring general able to kick out of another Crossroads. Well, this Crossroads Gunther kicked out of. Cody Rhodes is now connected on Gunther with two Crossroads in this match. And now Rhodes has got to be thinking, I just hit my biggest move on Gunther. Now where do we go from here? But you also can't let that fester your mind too much, because you need to focus on your opponent. You can't let the negatives outweigh the positives. While you're fired up and you've already hit a big move on your opponent is worse for wear than before. And now it's Cody Rhodes who's looking for one final Crossroads to end this thing. Gunther counters. Snap air. And now a Thunder's chop to Cody. Rhodes counters. Up. Super. But no! Caught by Cody. Wait. Turns it around. Oh, did Cody Rhodes get it? Cody Rhodes is the Crown Jewel champion. Cody Rhodes with a super Cody cutter countered by Gunther. And able to counter into a cover. Sometimes you just got to dig down deep in a match like this. It's about outbesting your opponent, outsmarting an opponent like Gunther. You know, digging deep into the playbooks of some of the all-time greats like Roddy Piper, like Bret the Hitman Hart. And just barely getting past the ring general. And that just shows why both of these men are world champions. That shotgun dropkick from Gunther to the power bomb by the ring general, stacking up the American Nightmare. Rhodes able to kick out. And then Watch this chop by Gunther to Rhodes. Look at the way it just nailed the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes gets caught by Gunther. And going for the big Larry. And then it was a crossroads right here. And then thought that would keep Gunther down. But here's the closing moments. That super Cody cutter to be caught by a sleeper. Cody Rhodes outsmarting the ring general. Rolls his way back for the 1, 2, and 3 and earns the right to be called the inaugural Men's Crown Jewel Champion. And Gunther and Rhodes shake hands. Gunther showing his respect to Rhodes. It's not too often that Gunther shows respect to his challengers, but tonight Gunther got outsmarted and got bested by the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And here comes the Chief Content Officer with the Crown Jewel Championship. With the WWE being hotter than it's ever been all around the world, Cody Rhodes stands on top of his throne, stands on top of the throne of WWE as he gets presented with the Crown Jewel Championship. What a beautiful championship. These titles will stay here in Riyadh. They will be in the vault at the WWE Experience. But they will be given rings that they can wear around their finger for the rest of the year. And now Cody Rhodes holds both titles high and proud. What a sight to see. And the American Nightmare continues to fulfill the prophecy of the Rhodes name. What a way to close out Crown Jewel. Champion versus champion. Between that man, the ring general, Gunther, and the undisputed WWE champion, they absolutely gave it everything they had. They did not hide anything that was in their playbook or that was in somebody else's playbook. And after all the brutality they endured, after everything they put each other through, Cody had finally caught Gunther with that crossroads, but it still was not enough to keep the ring general down for the 3. But here's what would close this out. Is going for a massive Cody cutter into a sleeper. Rhodes smartly having the wherewithal to roll through. And then Gunther's shoulders were down and Rhodes getting the 3 to become the inaugural Crown Jewel Champion. Congratulations to Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan on becoming the inaugural Crown Jewel Champions. What a night. Triple H celebrating with the Crown Jewel Champions Rhodes and Morgan. And now they show their respect to each other. We had 2 incredible champion versus champion matches. Liv Morgan able to outsmart Nia Jax earlier tonight. And Cody Rhodes just now besting the ring general, Gunther. We want to thank everybody who tuned in around the world to watch this spectacular event that is Crown Jewel here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. From Sam, from Hype the Commentator. Join us on the Crown Jewel post show. Have a good night, everybody. And We're going to head over to Jackie Redmond for the post-show. Crown Jewel post-show. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. That was Crown Jewel. It's a good show. It was a great show. I want to thank everybody who tuned in today. I'm going through a really tough time for those who don't know. It's a great show. It's a solid show. I enjoy doing commentary for it. You know, one thing I try to do every time I do commentary is try and get better. I feel like I did better, but that's not up to me to decide. I feel it. Yeah. Anyways, it was a solid show. And it ended off. We got Rhodes as the men's Crown Jewel champion. We've got Liv Morgan as the women's Crown Jewel champion. Jade and Bianca retain. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens never even happened. That ended up in Randy Orton being taken out on a vehicle. They had to get Randy Orton to some medical attention. LA Knight able to best Carmelo Hayes and Andrade to retain his United States Championship. Seth freaking Rollins overcomes and bests another monster. He's slayed beasts. He's conquered kings. And he's destroyed a monster that is Big Bronson Reed. But you gotta wonder if Bronson Reed is done with Seth freaking Rollins. And then to open up the show was the Bloodline that took out Roman Reigns and the Usos to stand tall. But the Bloodline business is probably not done yet. With that being said, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take a break. I mean, obviously, right now. I have YouTube videos. I don't know what streaming looks like for the future. I'm going to try and come back. I have an MRI on my brain and my neck next Thursday, which will literally tell my future in wrestling if I'll ever get back in the ring again to become a manager. I don't know. It's tough to not know your future at all. I could have CTE. I could have really bad brain damage. I've been dealing with psychological things. I will in about a week. I'll let you guys know where I've been, what I've been doing. I've been getting help, much needed help, and I'll go over that in about a week and a half or so. I think it's important to talk about it, especially mental health is extremely important. So I'll go over that at some point in the future. But for now, I am Sam, aka Hype the Commentator. It's a pleasure, as always, to be here on Twitch and YouTube, to have you guys just show up to listen to me do commentary and just try and live out my dream and make this happen, despite, having all the odds stacked against me. It's one thing after the next. There's always something that's trying to knock me down. And somehow I always survive and come out better for it. I'm at a really weak point right now, but you guys would never know because I'm very good at hiding shit. Anyways, with that being said, I will see you all maybe on Monday. I don't know. Maybe next Friday. We'll see how it goes. But with that being said, I will see you guys all in the next one. But before that, follow me on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, TikTok. I think I got all of them. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.